Black screen. Only a broken, mysterious signal sound is heard. Beeps, static, whispers. Narrator, calm and deep voice. Across the cold, silent space, a signal was crying for help. Billions heard it, but only one species moved: humans. Slowly, the Earth appears in the darkness of space, a small blue planet among the stars. It all started on a quiet night. Scientists at the Deep Space Listening Center were doing their usual work. They monitored signals, checked radio waves, and looked at the stars. It was a normal night, until the noise came. At first, it was just a soft whisper, like a ghost calling from far away. Then it grew louder, sharper. A broken voice, mixed with static and strange codes, filled their machines. Dr. Elena Marks, head of the center, was the first to hear it clearly. She took off her headphones, her face pale. This is not normal," she whispered. Soon, every space agency on Earth picked up the signal. NASA, ESA, even private companies. They all listened. They all tried to decode it. The signal was not random. It was organized. It was a distress call, a cry for help. But something strange happened. Across the galaxy, many other alien civilizations heard it too. Powerful species with great technology. And yet, they did nothing. They ignored the call. Some even blocked it. Why? That question filled the minds of Earth's leaders. A global emergency meeting was called. Scientists, politicians, and military leaders gathered in a great hall, hidden from the public eye. On a giant screen, the signal played again and again. Strange sounds, unknown words, but behind the noise, there was something else, a pattern, a code. Dr. Raj Patel, a famous mathematician, stepped forward. "The code, it's based on Earth's ancient languages," he explained. "It uses symbols only humans would recognize. The message is meant for us." Shock filled the room. Why would a message across the galaxy speak only to humans? Who sent it? What do they want? Despite fear, the decision was made. Humans would answer the call. The United Earth Space Agency, UESA, began preparing a mission. They chose their best astronauts, scientists, and engineers, men and women who were brave enough to travel across unknown space. The spaceship was named Odyssey, a symbol of a long, dangerous journey. Captain Jason Reed, a veteran of many space missions, was chosen to lead. Strong, calm, and clever, he accepted the responsibility without hesitation. Training started immediately. The crew learned how to survive in deep space, how to fix any machine failure, and how to deal with unknown dangers. Meanwhile, scientists worked day and night to track the source of the signal. It came from a dark part of the galaxy, far beyond known stars, a place no human had ever been. In secret rooms, some leaders questioned if it was a trap. Maybe someone wanted to lure humans into danger. But others believed it was a chance to meet new life, a chance to prove that humans were not alone. Excitement and fear spread across the planet. Ordinary people watched the news with wide eyes. Children dreamed of aliens and distant stars. Old men feared for the safety of the world. But it was decided. Humanity would not turn away. They would respond. As the final day arrived, thousands gathered at the launch site. Families waved goodbye. Reporters shouted questions. Soldiers stood guard. The Odyssey stood tall against the golden sunset, shining like a sword ready for battle. Inside, Captain Reed gave one final order. "All systems check. Prepare for launch." The engines roared. The ground shook. A pillar of fire lifted the spaceship into the sky. Everyone watched as the Odyssey disappeared into the stars. Far away, in the dark corners of space, someone, waited. Narrator, soft and mysterious. They answered the call, but they did not know what waited for them beyond the stars. End Part 1. Fade to black. Signal sound echoes again. Black screen. The sound of a deep heartbeat. Slowly, stars appear. The spaceship Odyssey glides through the dark sea of space. Narrator, calm, deep voice. They left behind their world, chasing a whisper no one else would answer. The Odyssey moved through space, far away from Earth. Behind them, the blue planet became just a small dot among endless stars. Ahead of them was darkness, deep, cold, and silent. Inside the ship, everything was carefully planned. The crew followed strict routines, checking machines, running drills, studying maps of unknown regions. But no map showed where they were going. They were moving into the uncharted parts of the galaxy. Captain Jason Reed sat at the command chair, staring at the black void ahead. His second-in-command, Commander Sarah Vance, watched the ship's readings. "Signal is growing stronger, Captain," she said. "We are on the right path." But with every mile they traveled, a strange feeling grew among the crew, like unseen eyes were watching them. At night, when they slept, some crew members had strange dreams. Dreams of voices whispering in unknown languages. Dreams of ancient cities floating in space. Dreams of giant shadows moving between the stars. Dr. Elena Marks, the ship's science officer, recorded everything. "These dreams could be connected to the signal," she said in her reports. "Or something else is happening." Days turned into weeks. Food supplies were carefully used. Engines were checked again and again. Still, the journey seemed endless. Then, one day, something changed. The Odyssey passed near a dying star, a giant red ball of fire, burning slowly into darkness. As they moved closer, strange magnetic storms hit the ship. Lights flickered. Metal walls creaked. For a moment, it felt like the ship itself was crying. Captain Reed ordered everyone to strap in. "Stay sharp," he said. "We are not alone out here." Suddenly, the computers picked up something new. A structure floating in space. It was huge, almost like a small planet, but broken and lifeless. The crew stared in silence as the ship's cameras zoomed in. It was an alien ship, far bigger than anything humans had ever built. Pieces of it floated around like bones of a giant creature. Its surface was black and silver, covered with strange markings. Parts of it were burning slowly, as if it had been attacked. The distress signal was coming from there. "We found it," whispered Dr. Marks. "Or, it found us." Captain Reed made the decision. They would go closer. The Odyssey carefully approached the dead ship. Searchlights lit the broken walls, the twisted corridors, the silent rooms inside. It looked like a floating graveyard. Commander Vance scanned for life signs. "No signs of movement, but the signal is strong," she said. Captain Reed stared at the alien ship on the screen. His heart pounded. "Get the exploration team ready," he said. "We're going in." Inside the Odyssey, the crew suited up. Heavy armor, oxygen tanks, magnetic boots. They prepared drones, lights, scanners. Every step was carefully planned. They knew that one mistake could cost their lives. Before leaving, Captain Reed stood before his team. "Remember," he said, "we are the first humans to walk into this place. Stay sharp. Stay together. We don't know what's waiting for us." As the airlock doors opened, a low, deep sound filled the room, like the ship itself was breathing. One by one, the crew floated into the darkness. Their lights cut through the black, revealing long empty halls, broken machines, and strange symbols carved into the walls. Suddenly, their radios cracked with static. "Captain, I'm picking up movement," said Officer Lane, the youngest of the team. Everyone froze. "What kind of movement?" Captain Reed asked. I don't know. It's not life signs. It's something else." The camera showed a shadow moving deep inside the alien ship. Far away, the broken signal played again, louder this time, almost like a cry of warning. Captain Reed tightened his grip on his weapon. Narrator, soft and tense. In the heart of darkness, they found a door. And behind that door, something was waiting. End Part 2. Fade to black. The signal echoes again, but now, something is whispering along with it. Black screen. Heavy breathing sounds. Then the view slowly lights up to show the dark, broken corridors of the alien ship. Narrator, calm but serious voice. They walked through the bones of a forgotten world, searching for a voice that cried across the stars. The exploration team moved carefully inside the alien ship. Every step echoed through the empty halls. Their lights showed broken walls, smashed doors, and wires hanging like dead vines. The ship was ancient, even older than anything humans had seen. It was not just a ship. It was like a whole city, built to travel through space. Commander Vance scanned the air. No life signs, just dust and silence, she said. But it didn't feel empty. It felt haunted. Symbols covered the walls, strange writing. Some of it looked familiar, like ancient Earth languages. Dr. Elena Marks took pictures and made notes. This place, it's connected to us somehow, she whispered. As they moved deeper, the crew found strange objects. Broken machines, floating chairs, devices still blinking with weak lights. Everything was made with beautiful craftsmanship. Silver, black, and glowing blue metals. Then they found them. Bodies. Alien bodies, frozen in time. Some were still sitting at their stations. Others lay on the floor. Their skin was pale, stretched tight over their bones. Their eyes were closed, as if they died peacefully, or suddenly. Officer Lane knelt beside one. They look almost human, he said, shocked. It was true. The aliens were different. Taller, thinner, with longer arms, but their faces were strangely familiar. What happened here? Captain Reed asked, his voice low. They moved on and found a large hall, like a throne room or a command center. In the center was a huge crystal, cracked, but still glowing faintly. Suddenly, Dr. Marks found something. A working terminal. The screen flickered to life, showing alien text. She worked quickly, using the patterns from the distress signal. Slowly, a video log began to play. On the screen, an alien leader appeared, tall, wise-looking, with deep golden eyes. He spoke in his language, but subtitles appeared, translated by the ship's AI. We were the builders, the watchers. We created life across the stars. But now we are dying. We send this message to our children. Come to us. Save what can be saved, or remember what was lost. The screen flickered again, then went black. The crew stood in silence. Builders, watchers, created life. Commander Vance repeated slowly. Does he mean us? Officer Lane asked. Dr. Marks nodded slowly. I think he does. They made humans, a long time ago. We were their creation. Shock hit the team like a wave. The reason humans could hear the signal, the reason the code spoke their languages, it was because humans were their lost children. Before they could speak further, the ship shook violently. Dust fell from the ceilings. Walls cracked louder. What was that? Captain Reed shouted. Commander Vance checked the sensors. Movement. Below us. Something is still active. Alarms from the alien ship, long silent, began to wail again. Deep, hollow sounds that made the crew's hearts pound. Lights flickered. Something, or someone, had woken up. Captain Reed made a quick decision. Back to the Odyssey. Now. The team ran back through the dark halls. Their lights shook wildly as the walls seemed to close in. Behind them, in the darkness, something massive began to move. Something that had been sleeping and was now awake. As they floated back toward the Odyssey, the broken signal played again. But this time, it sounded different. Not a cry for help, but a warning. They reached the airlock just as a huge shadow appeared behind them. A glimpse of a giant mechanical creature, its red eyes glowing. The doors closed just in time. Inside the Odyssey, The crew removed their helmets, gasping for air. Captain Reed stared at the alien ship through the window. "We are not just answering a distress call," he said slowly. "We are stepping into something much bigger, something ancient, something dangerous." Narrator, low, tense voice. "They came seeking the past, but found a future waiting with teeth and claws." End part 3. Fade to black. A low, mechanical growl echoes as the screen goes dark. Black screen. Slow, heavy sound of a heartbeat. Then, a distant growl echoes in space. Narrator, serious, low voice. "They thought they were explorers, but they were keys to an ancient story written in the stars." Inside the Odyssey, alarms were flashing. The crew gathered in the control room, their faces pale and tense. Commander Vance spoke quickly. "The alien ship, it's waking up. Energy readings are rising." Captain Reed looked at the broken ship floating outside. The once dead giant was now coming alive. Lights flickered across its surface. Shadows moved inside. Dr. Elena Marks worked fast, trying to decode the last pieces of the signal. Suddenly, the ship's eye, Athena, spoke. "New translation available. Priority message. Return the seed. Complete the circle." Everyone stared at the screen. "The seed? What seed?" Officer Lane asked. Dr. Marks gasped. "It's us," she said. "Humans are the seed. We are their last hope to survive." The room fell silent. Thousands of years ago, these ancient aliens had planted life on many worlds, Earth being one of them. Humans were not a random accident. They were a project, a legacy. And now, the creators were gone, except for the warning left behind. Captain Reed stood still, trying to process everything. "If we are the seed," he said slowly, "then someone, or something, wants to destroy us before we complete whatever they started." Just then, the Odyssey shook violently. Sensors blared red warnings. "Incoming object," shouted Commander Vance. On the main screen, they saw it. A dark, massive ship, unlike anything they had seen before. It came from behind the broken alien vessel. Fast, silent, deadly. It was not part of the builders. It was a hunter. A machine built long ago to destroy the builders, and anything connected to them. "Shields up. Evasive maneuvers," Captain Reed ordered. The Odyssey moved swiftly, dodging a beam of energy that sliced through space where they had just been. The hunter ship was alive, and it had seen them. It had recognized the humans, and it wanted to finish its old mission. Erase the seed. Inside the Odyssey, the crew raced to defend themselves. Weapons activated. Engines burned hotter. "If we run, it will follow," Commander Vance said. "If we fight, we may not survive." Dr. Marks had an idea. "The builders left one last defense system," she said, pointing to the alien ship. "If we can power it, maybe we can stop the hunter." It was a risky plan. It meant returning to the alien ship. It meant facing the danger inside, and the monster waiting outside. Captain Reed looked at his crew. Brave faces, determined eyes. "Prepare a boarding party," he said. "We finish what we started." The team suited up once again. Weapons ready, lights flashing, hearts pounding. The Odyssey positioned itself close to the broken alien ship. Through the small docking hatch, the humans crossed back into the silent halls. But this time, the ship was different. Lights were on. Machines hummed. The alien city inside was waking up like a sleeping giant. They moved fast, following Dr. Mark's scanner. Down long corridors, through giant halls filled with strange statues, reminders of the builder's glory. Finally, they reached a massive control room, a heart of machinery and glowing crystals. In the center stood a tall console, the activation key. "This is it," Dr. Marks said. "If we power this, the ship's defenses will activate." Captain Reed gave the order. But as they worked, Heavy footsteps echoed from the shadows. The hunter had sensed something inside, a mechanical beast, all metal and claws, hunting the humans. It charged at them, its red eyes burning with hate. "Buy me time," Dr. Marks shouted. Captain Reed and Officer Lane fired their weapons, trying to slow the beast. Sparks flew. Metal screamed. The beast was powerful, too powerful. But the humans fought bravely, using every trick they had. Finally, the console powered up. The alien ship shook as massive energy cannons unfolded from hidden walls. Outside, in the deep darkness, the hunter ship turned its weapons toward the alien city. But it was too late. A blast of ancient power, pure and unstoppable, shot out from the broken ship. It struck the hunter ship, tearing through its black armor. The hunter exploded in a ball of fire, lighting up the stars. Inside, the mechanical beast froze and then collapsed. The Odyssey's crew stood in silence, breathing hard. They had won. For now. But the signal continued to echo. Not a distress call anymore. A new message. Narrator, calm, mysterious voice. The past was only the beginning. The real journey was just starting. End part 4. Fade to black. In the darkness, a new signal begins. Not broken, but clear. Black screen. A soft, new signal hums in the background. Calm, hopeful, but mysterious. Narrator, deep, emotional voice. They answered a cry for help and found the truth of their existence. But every answer brings a new question. Inside the Odyssey, the crew gathered around the command center. The screens showed a new message, this time clear, powerful, and directed only at humans. Athena, the ship's AI, translated. "You have proven yourselves. You carry our legacy. Now, you must decide your future." Captain Reed stared at the message. Commander Vance folded her arms, thinking hard. "They built us," she said quietly. "They gave us life. And now they are asking us to continue their mission." Dr. Marks nodded. "It's more than a mission," she said. "It's a choice, a destiny." Outside, the alien ship, once broken, was now fully awake. Its lights burned bright. Its systems were alive again. But it needed a guide, a living mind, to command it. Athena displayed 2 paths on the screen. Option 1. Return to Earth. Share the truth. Warn humanity. Prepare for the coming challenges. Option 2. Stay here. Take control of the ancient ship. Become the new builders. Explore, protect, and shape the future of the galaxy. The room was silent. The crew members looked at each other, feeling the weight of history on their shoulders. Captain Reed spoke. "Earth needs to know the truth," he said. "But if we leave this ship, it might fall into the wrong hands." Commander Vance added, "And if the hunters come back, Earth won't survive without help." They had come seeking answers. Now they stood at the door of something far greater. A chance to shape the future of not just humanity, but the galaxy itself. Officer Lane, the youngest, smiled nervously. "I say we stay," he said. "We have the heart of a world in our hands. Let's not waste it." Slowly, one by one, the crew agreed. They would stay. They would become the new guardians, the new builders. Inside the ancient ship, systems opened. New rooms, new technologies, mysteries waiting to be unlocked. The Odyssey docked inside, becoming a part of the larger ship, like a child joining a parent. Captain Reed stood at the new command throne. The controls responded to his touch, accepting him as the rightful heir. On the screens, maps of the galaxy appeared. Thousands of worlds, millions of stars, countless civilizations, some alive, some lost. Their mission was clear: protect young civilizations, guard against the return of the hunters, keep the flame of life burning. Captain Reed smiled. "Let's go to work," he said. The ship hummed with new energy. Massive engines roared to life. Slowly, the great ship moved forward, leaving the wreckage behind, heading toward the future. As they sailed into the unknown, a final message appeared on the screen. We are the children of the stars, and now we are their guardians. Narrator, calm, powerful voice. From a small blue planet, they rose to answer a call, and among the endless stars, they found their true home. Final fade to black. The screen shows a simple message: the end or the beginning.